Good evening, YouTube. How's everybody doing? Well, it's been a weekend. Had some visitors. A couple of visitors to the shed. Isaac, Amori. Amori came first on Saturday, and then good friend Isaac came on Sunday. So they had a look around, spent a long time in the shed. Hopefully they enjoyed it. I think they did. Amori definitely did. He enjoys it every time he comes. But yeah, it's always nice to have visitors. It's always nice to have people around. And we spent quite a long time just talking neps and looking at the plants and generally just waffling on about what plants we've got, etc. So it was a good old time. Really enjoyed it. We'll do it again. So I thought, let's come out. Let's do a video. Why not? I have added in this video a little, literally 2-minute section of my wonderful, fantastic little dog called Poppy. Now, I am a dog person. For any dog people in amongst my subscribers, let me know in the comments what you've got. I'm always interested. The first dog we ever bought, I bought an English Bull Terrier. Well, look at me. I mean, I'm like it has been said that I look like a bulldog licking piss off a thistle. So English Bull Terrier kind of fit me perfectly. And we had that dog for 12 years, which is remarkable for an English Bull Terrier. Don't confuse it with a bulldog. English Bull Terrier is the one with the Roman nose. And that lifespan is remarkable. He was deaf. He was born deaf, and the breeder was going to put him down, and I said, no, we'll have him. And that dog went everywhere with me, glued to my side. Wherever I was, that dog was. And when we finally lost him, it absolutely broke my heart. I was devastated. And I said, no more dogs. I couldn't go through that again. And I just said, that's it, no more dogs. And we didn't have any more dogs for the longest time until my youngest, Amy, was around 8 years old, I believe. And there's a bit of a backstory to this, really. For those who don't know, I am an ex-police officer. And I've done a long time in the job, and I'm now retired. Long story short, we conducted a drugs warrant at an address, and when we entered the address, which had been vacated before we got there, there were two little black poodles, little tiny black poodles. And they were starving. They'd got no water. They'd got no food. They'd been eating foam, tin foil, cardboard. It was obvious what they'd been eating because it had come out the other end. So I managed to rehome both dogs. And I kind of fell in love with the smaller one, being Poppy. And we ended up with her. And that was back in 2007, I believe. When we took her to the vets, the vet estimated she was already between 6 and 7 years old when we took her to the vets, and we've had her ever since. And she is very much part of the family. So there's a little section in. The wife said, why don't you take a little video of the dog, Poppy? I'm sure your viewers would like to see her. So there you'll see her. She'll make an appearance. But let's get on with the neps. Afternoon, YouTube. We're here today. Special guest come down to see me. My good mate Amaury has come from Milton Keynes.
Yeah, Milton Keynes.
All the way from Milton Keynes. Come up to see the shed, and sending him back with a few.
You'll get more visitors now.
Yeah, they'll be queuing up at the doors now. Have you enjoyed yourself, sir?
Oh yes, have I? It's only been a short stop, but
next time.
Yeah, next time.
He's had a good look around.
Yeah.
And as always, he's always very, very welcome here. I'll be doing a video in a bit, but I thought I'd add this as well. And well, you never know. We'll have more video, more visitors.
Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah.
Hopefully, a bit of an open day planned for spring or just after, and we can have a few more people around. But I thought I'd just add this as a video incoming, so watch out for it, and I'll speak to you soon. Got a visitor today with us, Isaac.
Hello.
Isaac's driven all the way from
Ipswich.
Ipswich.
Yeah, man, damn.
All the way from Ipswich to be with us today.
After never having a shout out ever on his channel, I'm actually in person.
You are in person?
Yeah, I don't like myself on video. I'm not gonna like watching this.
He's the man. He's a good lad, Isaac. He's come to pick up a few bits and pieces, and
apparently I'm the bin. I've just been given all of his old shit he doesn't like.
All the stuff that's been stuck down the corner and has gone somewhere to die.
All of the neglected BS.
Neglected crap, and I've managed to get rid of it. So he's made some room for me, bless him. He's a good lad.
Yeah, I've only just literally just finished building my greenhouse.
Yeah.
A couple little tiny bits left to do, and it is empty.
Have you got a YouTube channel yet?
I don't. I've got a TikTok.
TikTok? What's your TikTok?
Essex Carnivores.
Essex Carnivores on TikTok. You're on Facebook as well?
I'm on Facebook, but it's just Isaac Manning.
Yeah, Isaac Manning on Facebook. But
yeah, and I've got an Instagram as Essex Carnivores as well.
Essex Carnivores on Instagram.
I've been told to do a YouTube, but I don't like YouTube.
You should do YouTube. Do YouTube. Yeah.
If I haven't really got... I mean, at least you've got nice plants to show off. I don't. What have I got?
It's not that bad.
Nothing to show off at the moment.
Yeah, you've got a few. You've got some stuff.
We'll soon.
Well, you will have when you go from here. So, well, it's been a blast, and
it has been nice. Yeah, it's been a long drive.
It's been a long drive.
Stayed in the spa hotel with your girlfriend down the road. So
yeah, well, girlfriend's just popped outside and gone into the house because she didn't want to be involved, and I think
she's bored shitless.
She is. Bless her.
I'm not.
But she's putting up with it.
She is. Yeah. That's why I've had to reward her with a spa break for the weekend.
That's cost you a packet as well, isn't
it?
Yeah, I thought as much. So yeah, I'm gonna add this to the video, and I shall speak to you soon.
Yeah, I've got a 2-minute snippet out of a 1 hour long boring video of Andy.
Yeah, he's one of my fans. Not.
A fan, yeah, I want to be.
Cool.
See you later.
Check you later. This is Poppy. Poppy is 20 years old, and she's still going. Say hello, Poppy. Oh. Say hello there. Poorly girl, she got cataracts. God, you can really see them on the camera. Yeah. You can do a little dance for us. Oh, that's a good girl. Not bad for 20, is she? Oh, here she goes. This is a 20-year-old dog. In dog years, she's 140. Puppy. She said, I want food. I want food. Oh, it's an issue. Well, hopefully there are some dog fans amongst my subscribers. Let me know if you want to see more of Poppy. I'm sure you probably do. Hello, puppy. Oh, that's a lovely dance. Oh. Oh. Yay! She's just had a bath and she smells ever so sweet. Smells like a little baby. There you go. That's 2 minutes of poppy fame. Right, let's start at the very beginning, as they say. Very good place to start. How are the seeds doing? Well, let's have a look. Sumatrana. Now, I had to start separating a few of these. I didn't want to go the full hog and rip them all out. I just didn't feel like it at the time, to be honest. So I separated the ones that were really, really, really overgrown with moss, and I stuck them in here. And to be fair, they're looking pretty good. They really haven't skipped a beat. They look quite happy. Next to those, now these I am really, really happy with. Really, really happy with. These are my own cross, VTI Burb cross Eddie, and they're all just starting to come to life. I've got they're striking everywhere. They're germinating all over. I'm really happy with that. I think 13 or 14 I've got so far. Right next to them, these are I think you see that. Rocco, Boschiana, VTI Pink, VTI Pink and VTI Candy Dreams. The big ones around the outside are, what are they? God, I've done that, haven't I? I've put them, they are not what are on the label. They are something totally different. What are they? Dang it. It'll come to me in a second. I'll remember. However, here we have VTI Burb Cross Nebularum, which I'm also very happy about. And then VTI Burb Maxima Wavy. There's two in here that have germinated. These are Macrophylla cross Trusmariensis. Appendiculata, doing really well. Really chuffed with them. VTI Burb cross Spath cross Spectabilis. VTI Platy cross VTI Burb EP, doing really well. Oh, before I forget, I must show you this. Check this out. I am so impressed with this. I have really got to show you this. Ready? Look at that. Isn't that outstanding? How can such a small plant have so many lid bristles? And the stripes. Wow. I bought this 2 years ago. I bought this 2 years ago and it was labelled as Trusmariensis with a question mark. Which means it could have been Trusmariensis or it could be something totally different. And I'm inclined to think that that is potentially Lowii, but that's Lowii. That's a seed grown Lowii. This is seed grown. I don't know whether it might be Trusmariensis back cross maybe. I don't know. We are going to have to wait and find out. This is a BCP Trusmodiensis. No lid bristles. Not a one. Not a one. And we've got another Trusmodiensis here. This is a confirmed seed grown trus. But I mean, look at the leaves. Quite thin. And the leaves on the BCP one, quite. I'm trying to think what the proper pronunciation is for the leaf being rounded at the end. I do know the term, but I can't think of it for the life of me. This is it similar to a Loei leaf? Not sure. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What you think? This is a newly popped Sung and Melancholy cross. Very happy with that. That's nice, isn't it? That is really nice. Tricolour as well. We do like tricolour. That's looking really special. High hopes for these. They're going to be special. Oh, we've got a new pop on Peltata Loei Vici, is it? Let me check. Peltata Vici Loei BE 4516. Now, this plant, when I bought this plant some time ago now, the pictures it was putting out, I was really impressed with. But they've got worse over time. And this one appears to be the same. Lots and lots of purple, very little green on the peristome. The picture before it was exactly the same. Lots and lots of purple, very little green. The striping is just disappearing. I'm hoping it just doesn't end up in a completely blocky peristome. Seems a bit of a waste, really. But what can you do? What can you do? Spath spectabilis. Quite a bizarre looking picture. Just getting over mites. As you can see, they absolutely ravaged it. There's your mite damage, folks. That's what you're looking for. Pitted leaves, very thick. That leaves thicker, way thicker than it should be. Curled in leaves, classic mite damage. Look how the leaf is curling inwards. And look at the texture of the leaf as well. That is a dead giveaway for mites. Dead giveaway. And everybody looks on the leaf. You're not going to see them. They are minuscule. The only time you're probably going to see mites is if the problem gets so bad that they are literally running all over the leaves. They hide right in the axis of in the axils of the leaf, so right in those crevices down there. That's where they like to tuck themselves away, right in those nooks and crannies. But if they get to a point where they are really having a gay old time, then you will see a really fine webbing, like spider's web, and it normally bridges that gap there, that divot in the leaf. You'll find the webbing bridges the gaps, and it's how they move around. There you go, there's another leaf that's been absolutely spanked by them. They have absolutely walloped this plant. And the reason being, this plant was at the back of a shelf. So all I could see on this plant was kind of that picture and the next forming picture. So it wasn't until I pulled it out that I realised, oh, hang on. Again, yeah, look. Curled in leaves. This leaf is so thick. It's amazing how thick that leaf is. It's like a piece of rubber. Let's get a severe close-up. There's nothing moving on there. The plant has been treated. It's been treated a couple of times, so pretty confident that's mite free. But there you go, folks. That's what you're looking out for. Check your plants. I got complacent. I got complacent because I'm in here every day, and it's the old saying, isn't it? Familiarity breeds contempt. I was coming in and looking at the same plants and thinking, yeah, everything's okay. Shiny leaves. Everything got shiny leaves. So I was looking at the same plants over and over again thinking, yeah, they're great. Nice, shiny leaves, great. Wasn't looking any further. I wasn't looking any deeper. And it wasn't until it was pointed out to me on one of my aristos that there might be a mite problem. I started looking a bit deeper, and then it was like, oh, Jesus. Yeah, it really opened my eyes. So check your plants. Check them well. Check them twice. Check them 3 times. Don't get to where I am now, where you're having to kind of backtrack and do things to get rid of them. So, moving on. We ain't going to go down the doom and gloom route. Eddie's still looking okay, to be fair. To say it's been repotted. Had a full repot. I didn't want to, but it was in sphagnum perlite, and I don't think Eddie likes sphagnum perlite. It's in a nice chunky mix now of cocoa peat, cocoa husk, and rockwool. I've been using rockwool for a little while now, and I have to say I'm pretty happy with it. I do like it, and it appears to me that the plants like it as well. Starting to see some really good growth. I repotted this 2 weeks ago. Is it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. And I was expecting it to sulk for a good long time. It hasn't. It's already started to open this picture there, and putting out a new leaf over the back here as well. So it's clearly happy. And the other Eddie, which is over here, exactly the same. Put out a new leaf. I think there is a picture somewhere. Or there was. Yeah, it's on that leaf there. So, yeah. And look at the leaves. Nice shiny leaves. Nice shiny leaves. So, I've done Niagara as well. Repotted Niagara. To be fair, I've repotted a lot of stuff into this cocoa chip. All of my stuff was in Akadama, all of it. Akadama, Kanuma, pumice and lava rock. And I'm not going to say anything bad about it. I'll just not, because I've had some fantastic results with Akadama Kanuma. It really is the best thing you can put your plants in. But over a period of time, and this is a classic example here now, star moss. Look at what's going on under the... I'm going to repot this plant anyway, so look at what's going on under this plant. Look at the size of that moss, the thickness of that moss. Look how thick that is. And it is a thick carpet. It is so thick. If I rub a bit of that off. Now, to me, I think, will that come away? I'm going to repot this plant after the video's done. Yeah, it will come away. Let me just brush that off. And now I'm speaking now from personal experience. I'm not an expert in any of this. I'm not, you know, I'm just a grower like you, like everybody else who watches the channel. But to me, that, look how thick that is. I think this moss, I don't know what kind of moss it is, but I think this moss suffocates the roots. I think it's that thick that it stops any air getting down and through to the roots of the plant. I know that when you water the plant, this thing soaks up the majority of the water like a sponge. And so when you think that you're bollocking a load of water into your pots, and you're seeing it run out the bottom, I don't think that's the case. I think what happens when you're watering is this thing will soak up most of the water you put on top, and then what happens is the water runs down the pot through the corners as it overflows. It doesn't actually run down the middle of the pot where the roots are, because, and I'll tell you why, I've watered a pot like this and absolutely saturated it, and I've left it an hour, and then I've took the pot out and unpotted it, and what I found was the corners of the pot were soaked. This moss was really, really heavy, like a sponge. It was soaking wet and it was really heavy. When I lifted the pot up, the pot weighed nothing. And then when I tipped it out, the actual akadama that I tipped out the pot was bone dry. It was bone dry in the middle, and there was a little moisture at all four corners where the water had overflowed and run down the corners of the pot where the gaps were. So this stuff, in my opinion, this stuff kills your plants. And that's why I've been going through all my pots. As you can see now, I've only got a few left to do. This is one of them. I've just been going through them, all of them, and unpotting them, ripping out all the moss. And I've seen a few people using this cocoa chip, and I've read that it's decent, and people are saying it's good stuff. And I've used rock wool in other applications for growing, and so I thought, you know what, I'm going to put the both together, and I'm going to try it, pot all my plants up, see how they grow, see if I can see any visible difference, and then I'll let you know the results, and we'll see if cocoa chip is as good as people make out. I know Oliver from Eat Me Exotics. He's a big fan of cocoa chip, so shout out to Oliver. He may be watching this. Dylan, how you doing, buddy? Big shout out to Dylan. Andre, Amori, Isaac, Angie, how you doing, Ange? Benny's, the two Bens, Scotty, my man in Essex, keeping it real down there. Who else we got? Breck, my man. Come on, think. Kev up in Stoke. Stokey Kev. All right, Kev. My man Kev in Stoke. He'll be watching, no doubt. The names will come to me. Anyway, let's carry on. We'll carry on. Well, I'll just keep talking while we're carrying on. Look at this. I have to show you this because I am really chuffed with this. Check this out. Look at that. Ain't that a sight to behold? Wow, the pattern on it. Just have a minute's silence for that. Wowzers. This is Platykyla cross Dactylifera. Here's one I snapped the lid off on. Typical. Actually, I've got one round there that I didn't snap the lid off on. If I can turn it round without snapping anything else off. Come on, hand. Get your act together. Right. Bear with. Oh, we've got tanglement. There you go. Turn it round. Are we all clear? Yes, here we go. Here's a lower. That pattern, the pattern on this thing is amazing. It is something special. And those just random 2 red stripes. How bizarre. But that upper, I mean, good grief. That upper is just something special. Get off, there you go. That really is. Quite a tubby looking. It's not fully reflexed. It's not fully folded back. I think this has been open now 3-4 days. So it's nearly there, but not quite. Ugly duckling. Ugly duckling has put 2 out. This thing just never ceases to amaze me. Such a gorgeous plant. Gorgeous. It is Vent Sib Rocco Exotica Vicii. Vent Sib Rocco Exotica cross Vicii. There's an EP, it was a cutting, this was taken. But it has, or it is, Brat Basil. Happy days. Right behind that, we have got a gorgeous Babedi. This is the MT Clones Babedi. Which I believe is exactly the same as the BE Exotics clone. From what I've learned, or from what I was told, the two are the same. That MT basically gave the clone to BE, who then went on to market it as theirs, or as one of theirs. I don't know how true that is. It may be true, it may be false, but that's what I've been told. EP Platykyla cross VTIM. Another stonker. The peristome on this is just unbelievable. How many stripes? The teeth on that. And the other one. Oh, I nearly forgot. Wisterbur. Who's ordered off Worcester then? Anybody? Hands up. All you at the back, I can see you. Yeah, I did. I got a few. I did get a few, yes. And when the missus finds out, I am for it. I am for it big style. Because, oh boy, did I go to town. I really did. 3 figures. And the first number begins with 8. Yeah. There was, what did I get? Lots of Diabolica. Now I bought a big Diabolica. Diabolica, Hamata, Edwardsiana. Something Trosmodiensis. Smilodon Trosmodiensis. Lowii cross Truncata Squat cross Eddie. Yeah. I'll put if anybody's interested, I'll put a list in the comments. That's what I can remember. That's as many as I can remember at the moment. I can't wait to get my hands on them. I really can't. They are next level plants. Oh, do you like this? Bit of cork bark. I thought it's got a bit of a Y in it. And I thought, what can I do with that cork bark? So, in the top here, we've got Supernova. VCI Supernova, which is VCI 3734. But it's a cross made by Tom Bennett with the chunkiest, roundest, tubbiest VCI you have ever seen. Absolutely stunning. That gives you some idea of what's to come. And then on the other side here, sticking out the side here, we've got VCI Barrio Striped Candy, I think it is, cross VCI Blacklip. Another stonker. There you go, there's an example of that one to come. And if you can spot them, I had 2 tiny little Truncata that weren't doing very well in the pot. They looked a bit poorly, and so I fished them out and I've popped them in there, and almost immediately they're putting leaves out. Well, that one is as well, at least. And then down here we've got a Truncata D, red flush. I thought, shove it in there. This whole thing, all this inside is packed with, it's packed with cocoa chip, perlite, a tiny amount of peat, tiny amount of peat, and some orchid bark, and some chopped sphagnum. So there's enough room in there for all 3 plants to grow happily until rapture. So there is another little Truncata in here somewhere. I don't know where that's gone. It was tiny. Where did I plot that? It was there somewhere. I don't know. Unless I put it somewhere else. Anyway, so yeah, that's my little experiment. Down here. Oh yes, let's have a look at this. Spectabilis Giant cross Villosa. Let's get you in the light. This is really starting to take off now. Don't know if you can see that. Focus. There you go. Really starting to take off. I hope and pray that it stays like this, with that dark Spectabilis mottling pattern there and lovely Veitchii. What am I on about? Veitchii villosa. It's quite a nice looking plant. Pretty chuffed with that. Ah, there you go. iPhone camera is now detecting we're in the light. That's better. Lovely. Oh, shout out to Farley, a new viewer of mine. How you doing, buddy? Oh, Farley, here's that truncata you did ask me about. There you go. It's put on 2 leaves in my since I've had it, and it's just popped that picture there. So it ain't doing too bad. It's growing well, steady. It's not as fast as the truncata D's. This is D, truncata D red flush cross truncata D wide peristome, and these things are super vigorous. They really are quick, fast growers. That pot weighs nothing. It's bone dry, bone dry, and they don't like a lot of water. Now I've rotted a couple of these out purely through overwatering. Let them dry out and then leave them at least another couple of days before you water them, because if you continually water them like you water neps, the other neps, they will rot out super fast. I've had the best results by just leaving them dry right out, and they're quite happy. How about Maxima Jeff Wong Maxima cross Haryana? How about this? Have a look. What was we saying? Are they gonna be toothy? Let's see, shall we? Oh, sorry. Well, I would say yes. I would say a resounding yes. Now, for me, that peristome is villosa. It looks like, it reminds me of the Rob Cantley villosa cross. Peristome is exactly the same shape. And there's definitely teeth there. That's not a Maxima peristome, is it? Let's be honest. Let's not kid ourselves. That is definitely not a Maxima, your standard Maxima peristome. So, and it's picking up pace. It was a vigorous plant anyway, but it's really picking up pace, and it's very happy. But it's covered in that poxy moss. So I'm going to let it open its next picture, and then we're going to be popping you in cocoa chip meetings. Something that's very, very dear to my heart is this. Soak it in. Just have a look and soak it in. Wow. You know what I said about, let's just come out here a second and go back into the light, see if the camera, that's better. Camera's picking it up better now. What I said about variation with seed grown plants, and you can literally get anything, and I mean anything. This is Rocco Boschiana across Lower Vici, across Boschiana, across Northiana. That is one of about, I'm going to say one of 15 that germinated. One of 15, 20 that germinated. So from exactly the same Grex comes this. This is from the same Grex. Look at that. Could it get any more purple if it tried? That is just stunning. If you don't like dark pictures, it's probably not your cup of tea. But, hang on, let me just change my hands here. But, I mean, for me, that thing is... Sorry, bear with me. Bear with me. For me, that thing is just special. I love it. I love how dark it is. I love the peristome. Peristome is just starting to flare out now, like that one, like the other one. But look at the colour difference. Totally different plant. The leaves. I mean, this plant hasn't, well, you can see by the green, it's not really been spanked by light. So that's no excuse for the colour of the pictures. It's not like it's sitting under really bright light, because the light it's under is turned down. And you can see it's turned down because everything else is quite green. So, but it's that one has just, that colouring is amazing. It really is. So there's that one, and here we go. Just to make it even, just to make it a bit more confusing. This is exactly from the same Grex, same seed pod, same seeds. Comes this. What do you make of that? You can see from the wings at the front, the similarity in the wings there, similarity in the pattern. But boom, the Lower Vici comes through, and we get striping. Not so much flare on the peristome, but I'm hoping that next few pictures that is going to change, and we're going to get some flaring on the peristome. One can only hope. But I mean, wowzers. These are plants I'm just gonna have to grow on. There's no way around it. I'm gonna need to grow them on. There is another one somewhere. Where is it? I've put to one side, which is from the same Grex, and it's just oh, I can't remember where I've put it now. I've put it to one side somewhere. Where is it? No, that's not it. This is one of the Song of Melancholy crosses, one that I've picked out as being particularly nice. I do like that. Let's get a bit of light on that peristome. Now that's quite nice. It's tight rolled peristome, but I do like it. I do like it. We'll see what that brings in the future. But just picking this pot up. This pot is this is Akadama Kanuma. Now this plant has been in this pot for a long time, And this is a classic example of what happens to Acadama canoema over time. It's almost it's become very chalky. It becomes really chalky and brittle, and it stops holding water. If you can see there, that has become, it's almost like a, I wouldn't say chalk, it's quite hard now. Whereas Acadama canoema, normally you put pressure on it and it kind of squashes flat because it is clay. But this has changed composition because it's old. This Acadama is probably getting on now for, it's over a year old easily in that pot, and it's now lost its ability to hold water properly. It's just, yeah, it's no good now really. That pot, that needs repotting. When I pour water into this pot, the water literally runs straight through and out the bottom. And you can see, no matter how far you dig down, this frigging stuff is the bane of my life. This oxalis, I don't know what it's called. But if you dig down, you'll see it's bone dry. Now this plant was watered yesterday. Sorry, shit camera work. This plant was watered yesterday. And it should be, the Acadama down here it should be wet, it should be damp, oxalis, but it's not, it's dry. See that's Acadama, that's doing what it should be doing, but the majority of it in this pot has gone by. It's gone over. It's just not. It's not holding water properly. You want it to hold water for a little while so the plant can draw it up, not run straight through and out the bottom. So that's one that's got to be. That's going to need repotting. Here we go, have a look at this. Have a go at this little beauty. This is Thorelli cross Vici Barrio, cross Vici Barrio, cross Coccinea, Glandulifera, Boschiana, Northiana. All that in one tiny little package like that. I think it is a gorgeous plant. Furry little pitchers as well. They've got, it's like a velvet texture to them, but a great peristome. Great peristome. Spathjack, still going strong. Bound together here, we've got Flava Sib number 2 and Spathjack, and they are coming from this pot here and this pot here, which is just, oh yeah, just, we've got a basil out of that one, and we've just got a nice lower pitcher off that. Both of these have flowered already, and they're both male, so these are getting the chop probably tomorrow. So I'll be chopping this one right down here, and I should get out of that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should get 7 decent cuttings out of that easily, and probably the same out the other one. So they're destined to be cuttings come tomorrow. Let me move this out of the way. These are not neps. These are, I don't know if anybody knows them, Wallamere pine, which I did think had started germinating the other day, but it was a false alarm. It was a weed. So hopefully we'll have something come up in there very soon, and I'll be a happy chappy if they do. I'll be a very happy chappy, because Wallamere pine is a plant I've been hoping to get my hands on, or at least grow for quite some time. But if anybody knows anything about Wallamere pine, they're not cheap. They are not cheap. So the next best thing, grow your own. Right, I've sat down. I need to tickle. Oh, hello. This is what we've got here. That is Roger Ame, which needs repotting. So we'll shove it over there. Spath Speck is flowering again. So another flower out of Spath Speck. As soon as Spath Speck has finished flowering, it's going to get chopped and made into cuttings. So Danny boy, Big Dan, my man, there'll be a cutting here for you. I do love this plant. It is a fantastic plant. I've had this plant 11 years. It's a fantastic plant, and this is the plant that I've put with VCI Burb, so should make an interesting cross, because the lower pictures on this thing are fantastic. These are all uppers, but oh, do we have a lower here? I think we do. There we go. There's a lower. It's not the best example, and it's quite an old picture, so actually it's an inter. But the lowers are really flared and really striped and look really nice. So I've got some Heliamphora down there that I rescued off a viewer that watches the channel. Unfortunately, they were absolutely riddled with pests, so they've had a lot of treatments over the last few days, and I'm finally happy that they are actually pest free, so hopefully they'll come through. Spathulata berbedi has been at a repot, and hopefully this is going to bounce back, because I do like this plant. It is almost berbedi. It's as toothy as berbedi, but I do like that spath element to it. And I found this hiding at the back of one of the shelves, and you know what? I completely forgot that I'd got this. Who can guess what this is? It's going to be pretty easy for majority of you. You'll probably all get it straight away anyway, I would have thought. But have a guess. Put your guesses in the comments section. We all know what one parent is straight away, don't we? That's blatantly obvious. That is blatantly obvious. But what is the other parent? Two parents. What is the other parent? Have a guess. It's a bit of fun. Just a bit of fun. Harmless fun. Pop it back on there. I do like that plant, actually. I had a huge, because I went mad on collecting these particular crosses, because at the time I couldn't afford the real deal. So the next best thing was to collect all the crosses. And I did. I had a lot of them. I had a lot, and I mean a lot. And I got rid of all of them, and I just found that. It's a cutting off the original plant. The original plant was huge, and I kept that back. And I'm so glad I did. I really am. Moving on. Don't get sentimental. Nice big chunky one on AMAJB. Ah, yes, that's what I was going to show you. Has it? Not this. Ah, has the picture gone over? Ah, bugger. I bet you can't see it. See if you can see it. Lingulata. It's Lingulata, but focus. It's not going to focus now. We'll focus on that. There we go. I don't know if you can see it. It's Lingulata, but I'll carry on regardless. This is the BCP clone of Lingulata from, it's seed grown from Barisan Mountains, and all the pictures up to now have had no tongue on the inside of the peristome lid. No appendage, what should I say? So I've been pretty bummed about that, because, you know, Lingulata, appendage, they go together. And then the other day, well, a couple of weeks ago, it put that big picture out, and wham, there it was, the tongue. I was absolutely gobsmacked. This little beauty is Maxima. Hang on a minute. I see lid hairs on this. Yeah, what's going on here? What is going on here? That is definitely not what I thought it was. This was supposed to be Maxima Superba. Maxima doesn't have lid hairs. So, what is that? I'm going to have to send pictures of that to the chap I got it from, because those are upper pictures as well, because it's a cutting. So, I need to know what that is. Well, what has lid hairs? Lowii, Thipiata, what else is there? Interesting. I'm going to need to take pictures of that. That has intrigued me. Newest picture on. This is LVB cross MC cross. Come on, get together. LVB cross MC cross Veitchii cross Rigidifolia. Yes. LVB MC cross Veitchii cross Rigidifolia. Now, I'm not seeing any of the LVB. LVB has left the chat. I'm not seeing any Campanulata. Maxima, yes. Rigidifolia, no. So, have I been sold some shit seed? Or is this a case of variation? We will find out, because I had quite a few of those germinate. So, and they're all just starting to put out what I would say are decent size pictures. So we will find out shortly what the hell is going on. Bongzo, Billy Bongzo. I repotted this after it had opened this picture, and I don't think it's taken kindly to being repotted, as the lid's gone a bit soft, so it clearly wasn't happy. However, it's putting that one out, and the growth point is not floppy, so it's clearly getting on with business. Oh, that was another one. There's another. This is another Sung and Melancholy cross, just like the one I showed you up there. Look at the difference in this one. Variation. Shocking. Now that is exactly the same plant from exactly the same seed pod as that. You can see on the lid, on the side of the lid, very similar. They even got a very well. They've got a almost identical pattern. The difference being this one is brown, this one is light coloured, and then the peristome is different, obviously. So, and I've got a few of them. So, excuse me, somebody's just trod on a frog in the room behind me. Some filthy habits in here, really are. What's going on around here? Anything? Anything? What's this? That is another Sung and Melancholy cross. Nothing special there. And this is another Sung and Melancholy cross. Another one that's going to be a darker colour, but you get the gist. They are. I've got so many of those things. Here's a classic example of what this moss is doing. Look at that. Look how thick that moss is. It's held that plant back. That plant is exactly the same as these. Exactly the same. Only difference being that was repotted into something else. This was left in this, and it struggled. It has struggled something chronic. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to repot this now, tonight. I'm going to repot this into cocoa chip. It's the date. The date is the 3rd. Yes, the date is the 3rd. So make a note of that in your diaries. I'm going to repot this into cocoa chip today on the 3rd. And then we are going to have a look at this. What should we say? 6 weeks? 6 weeks, can it be enough? We'll give it 6 weeks. And we're going to look at it again in 6 weeks and see what difference repotting it has made. I mean, technically I should repot it back into Akadama without the moss. But let's just repot it into something totally different and see if it see what kind of difference it makes. So remember that. I'm going to repot that later, and we're going to come back 6 weeks from today, and we're going to have a look at that and see what the difference is. Make a date of it. Make a date. What we got down here? What's going on? in Groove Town. Shove that over there. Maxima Dark cross Trusmodiensis. Looking pretty slick. I don't know what this is. Not sure. This is an unknown. I think, looking at it, let's see. Glandulifera in it, maybe? No. I'm not seeing any glands. No glands anywhere. No glands on the leaves. No. No. Sibianensis. Sibianensis in it, possibly. I know I got it off, so I'll find out. What else? Oh, look at this big boy. Right in front of me. Bing! That's disgusting. Really is. Wow. Glandulifera Rob. I don't care how common this plant is. I love it. I just think it's just... And it keeps throwing out these throbbers. I can't bring myself to get rid of it. And I wouldn't. It is a cracking plant. So, what do we got? What do we got? Where do we got? Here we go. Look at that. Not that one. Not that one. That one. Those two there. That one. And that one. Those two tubby little things are exactly the same plant as that. From the same Grex, from the same seed pod. So is this. That's from the same pod. And so is this. From the same pod. So there's your variation. I know I've got a few more of them up here somewhere. Is this another one? This might be another one as well. Is it? No, that's the Song of Melancholy. Peltata Edwardiana. Looking spanking. Look even better when it puts a bit of size on. LVB Cross Nebularum. This is one of the EP plants I had. Shame it's losing the striping, but I do still like it. And then right behind that we have got Nebularum. Looking very good, looking very nice. Just really interesting the leaves on Neb. You look at the leaves on Neb and then you look at the leaves on Rob, and there is a huge difference, and I mean huge. For a start, Rob leaves aren't furry at all, whereas Neb leaves, you can actually see it on some. You can see it on this one. Have got really fine hair to them, and just the shape in general. I think Nebularum is like an anorexic Rob. when it comes to the leaves and the shape of the leaves. But I do love it. Hence the reason I've got 5 or 6 of them. I think it's a fantastic plant. Tucked away down here we have, and I'm going to do it again, this is exactly the same as that. Came from the same seed pod, same grits. So did the one behind it. I don't know if you can just see it. If I just take you around here. So did that one. Same seed pod, same grits. Nice. That's another one of the Song of Melancholy crosses. New picture on Trunk Eddy. This one, bit of a letdown, this one, I've got to be honest. It's took a backward step. Although, I don't know why. The picture's roughly the same height as the picture before it. There's the one before it. But the peristome is severely lacking. Peristome on this one's fantastic. This one's a bit of a letdown. But it was repotted before that picture was fully formed, so that may have something to do with it. So we'll put it down to that, I think, hopefully. So the next picture out should be much better. Down here we've got Candy Marud, Cross Candy. Oh yes please, that's fantastic. Truncator. Oh, new picture on BE's best VTI Loei, and I'd be inclined to agree. Lots of lid bristles on this. Very nice. It'll look even better when it's fully open. That popped open a couple of days ago. Look even better when it's flared back. What else we got? We got anything down here? Well, we've looked at them. What's in the menagerie in the jungle? That Rob. Looking good. And then the other Rob, put that out. Which I prefer this. I prefer that to that. Don't get me wrong, I love Rob, hence the reason I've got 3 or 4 of them. But I prefer the flared to the roll back. Is Penda's favourite plant, Alisa Petrona. Really starting to go for it now. New leaf here, just unfurling. Yes, baby. Like a boat paddle, the one over the back. And Roger Rob, new leaf. Oh, and, whoa, look. Lower eye trunk. New leaf, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You may notice something missing from the lower eye trunk. There it is. Well, there's where it used to be. Flower stalk. Bad news. Bad news, bad times, bad times. Pollinated everything, or as many as I could pollinate. And a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but people sent me pollen. And we got really high hopes that, you know, we were going to produce some fantastic seed, and we were all excited. I was excited as anybody else was. So pollinated everything, and after about 2 weeks, maybe a little bit longer, I started to notice there was no swelling of the pods. So I thought, never mind, it might just be they're a slow starter. So another week went by, still no swelling. And I thought, yeah, this ain't right. There's something ain't right here. And I left it another week. Nothing had changed. The pods were just getting darker. So I contacted a mate and said, look at this, what do you reckon? And he looked at it and said, he looked at the pictures and said, no idea, mate. No idea what's going on. So left it, and instead of swelling, the pods started getting smaller and shrinking. And then I noticed the actual stalk itself was turning black, and that continued until literally a couple of days ago, when I pulled a couple of the pods off and opened them up, and they were dead inside. There was nothing in there, and the stalk had just died, literally. So I mean, the plant is healthy as you like. Plant is picturing. It's putting out, as you can see, putting out brand new leaves. It's not showing signs of mite, and it's still holding pictures. This one had a deformed lid, which, yeah, could be mites, but it's been treated, and it was treated before it flowered. So I was at a bit of a, well, I didn't know what was going on, and why, basically. And then it dawned on me. That plant used to be there. Well, it was here. It was hanging there, down to there, and growing that way. And the flower stalk was growing up towards that roof there, towards the corner. And I moved it because I couldn't get to the flower stalk to pollinate it. I moved it from there and turned it 180 degrees and put it there with the flower stalk growing that way. So I think by me doing that, it basically just the plant it threw the plant completely out of kilter. It's had to use all its hormones that it normally uses to grow towards the light. It's had to do a complete belt face and start growing in a different direction. So rather than spend all its energy on fruiting or flowering, it spent all its energy on changing the direction of the leaves. So that's pretty much my understanding of it, and I think that's what's happened. But it's gone. Gutted, because it took me a long time to pollinate all them flowers, but it is growing pretty fast, and it's putting out a new leaf here. There's a new leaf literally coming out. That leaf has appeared in the last 2-3 days, and it's already coming out, and it's coming out really quick, and it's also half the length of the one before it, which makes me wonder if there's a flower in there somewhere. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if this doesn't flower again very shortly. I think it might. So I will be absolutely made up if that flowers again. I really will. I'd like Rob to put a flower up, or at least one of these to put a flower up. That would make my day. No signs of one yet. But pollinated the other Spathedy flower stalk. From the back, we've got Spathedy bebedi. And then on the front here, we've got Spathedy mollis and Spathedy Candy Dreams. Those should be absolutely phenomenal. And these were pollinated. When were they pollinated? I can tell you. 19th of January. 19th of January, and they're swelling already. They've already doubled in size already. So good things. Can't wait. Where have we got to? What are we doing? Christ, hour and 15 minutes. Loads of time yet. Loads of time. Let's have a seat over here, shall we? Let's just have a seat over here. Oh, rest the old weary legs. How are the Heliamphora doing? If there's any Heliamphora fans. We have got some bloody good looking flower pods, I must say. Is there another flower pod? No, that's gone over. Damn. We have got Kalina. That's a good looking pod. Kalina has been crossed with Cyclops, and Cyclops has been crossed with Kalina, and Cyclops has also been crossed with Huberoi down there, and Huberoi has been crossed with Cyclops. So, and Tate over there, that's also been crossed with Cyclops. So we should, fingers crossed, have some decent Heliamphora. I am crossing my fingers and toes, so hopefully we get some seeds, we get some decent helis. That would be nice, actually, a Cyclops cross. The one I want to flower is Godzilla. Be nice if Godzilla flowered, because I've got Cyclops pollen stored. So, you imagine that? Godzilla cross Cyclops. Look at the size of that thing. Cross that with Cyclops. Wow. Beast. Absolute beast. What else haven't I shown you? Let's bring up a new one. And there. Sweet. Oh. This is one that caught Isaac's attention as soon as he walked in. It's an old favourite, you all know it. You all love it. Please welcome Rob Cross Mollis. Yay! I love this plant. BEA, beautiful. Really is. And it's printing out. Oh, it looks nice. That looks nice. Let's have a look. Let's have a sneak preview. Sneak. I'll show you a little bit. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. More tea, Vicar. This is another one that's in Akadama Kanuma that needs to come out of Akadama Kanuma and go into some cocoa chip or something similar. I'm going to leave that down here. Oh, try not to knock it over. I'm going to put that down here so I remember to repot it. What are we looking at while we're over here? I wonder. Ooh, look at this thumper. That is going to be another whopper. Oh, has that popped? I don't know what this is. Well, I say I don't know what it is. That's a lie. I've got an idea of what it is, but I'm not sure until it puts out a picture that I can actually look at. Focus. Yes, it's very, very striped. I think there's Vichoi in it. But we'll see when it gets bigger. We will see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll meet again. Clippy Artists are doing good. Shout out the clips. Anything else tucked away that you haven't seen? Bare my soul. You've seen everything. Warts and all. You see the lot. I don't hide anything from you. See blowy eye Vichoi. Oh, new picture as well on Burblosa. No, that's quite nice, isn't it? That is quite nice. Do 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 do. Peter Pangai. That's pretty, isn't it? That is pretty. Yeah, I'll give that. That is pretty. But it's not a picture compared to Trusmariensis Burbidgei. Now that is a pretty plant, and that look at that. Oh, you sweet, sweet thing. Oh, beautiful. What else we got here? Oh yes, how about this one? Check this out. That's nice, isn't it? That is Peltata Yellow Phantom Cross Haryana. Can be Yukon. I'm quite impressed with that. I am really impressed with that. And I will be even more impressed when Ventricosa cross Sibianensis cross Ventricosa cross Trusmardiensis gets its act together and puts out a picture for me. It's working on 3, but I've got 1, 2, 3 growth points. So is one of them slowing the others down? I don't know. Truncata peltata edwardiana. Truncata effipiata edwardiana. I know my mate Mark wants one of these. Truncata peltata, I've got 2 of them. Truncata peltata edwardiana, Truncata peltata edwardiana. I have as well. What a knob. How'd that happen? Duh. Ha. Any movement on this yet? Nothing yet. This is the Hamedi that, yeah, I rotted out. I overwatered it and the growth point fell out of it. But it's still alive. It's still alive. It's still growing. But we need an activated node somewhere. Sorry, we need an activated node with a growth point. It'll come. Give it time. Give it time. So, that's what I was going to say. So, the hot box. The hot box. I've used the hot box. I have to say, I'm quite impressed. Yeah, I am quite impressed. Literally, before I used it, and let me, bang my head, stand by. Just bear with me 1 second while I move that, that's it. Right, might be a bit of shit camera, let me just stand by. Right, before I used it, I'll sit back here. Zoom out, okay, that's better. I came in here, before I used it, I was, what's the word? I was having a bit of a crisis of confidence. Because I looked at everything and I was like, oh, this is crap, this is crap, this is shit, this is crap. And I think all growers go through the same thing. We all go through the same thing. We look at stuff and we think, that's dying, or that shouldn't be like, that don't look like this. And I was having one of them moments, and I just found out about the mites, so I was a bit down. The black dog was nipping at my heels, and I thought I wasn't enjoying the hobby, if I'm honest. I really wasn't, and it was starting to get me down. And I used that hot box. Now, it may have been a placebo. It may not. It may be me thinking it. It may not. But I swear, 3 or 4 days afterwards, I came in here and everything just looked green. It looked greener than it actually normally is. And I looked around and I was looking at things. I was thinking like, oh, well, that's for a new shootout. Oh, look at that growth tip. Wow, look at that. And I went from plant to plant to plant to plant to plant around the tent, and everything, I just couldn't believe it. Everything was just looking so green and so healthy. Is it me? Am I imagining it? Or is it? I don't know. But what I do know is everything does, to me anyway, Everything does look healthy. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Tell me what you think. I rely on your input. I rely on anybody that asks a question or anybody that puts something in the comments. I will always reply to. I do value your feedback. I really do. So, and there is, because I'm going to call this one now because we're on an hour and a half. So this one's going to be a long one. I am on 490 subscribers. Please push me over 500. If you're not subscribed, please, can I ask you, please, push the button. It doesn't cost you a penny. I'm not going to come knocking your door asking for donations. I'm not going to turn up at the end of your drive with no clothes on. Well, I might. I'm not, you know what I mean? I ain't going to turn up in the middle of the night with your daughter. No, that just sounds really wrong, doesn't it? Yeah, just subscribe, please. Just subscribe. It would make me really happy. Push me over the 500 mark. I'm nearly there. I am nearly there. I'm on 491. I need 9 subscriptions. I know there are a load of you out there that are watching these videos. You watch them religiously, but you ain't subscribed. Please push the button. Do me a favour. Push me over 500. I'll be so happy if you do that for me. If you don't, oh well, we'll carry on anyway, won't we? It ain't no big deal. I'll still keep making the videos. I'll still keep talking rubbish, and we'll take the journey together, won't we? So, but it would, if you, sign your granny up to YouTube and subscribe just to get me that extra subscriptions. Push me over the limit, over the 500 mark. I'd be really happy. Oh, look at this. Thorelli, Vicio Barrio, Coccinea, Glandulifera Boschera. Look at that thing. That has gone absolutely balmy. Absolutely balmy. And the plant, the pot, weighs nothing. Dry as a bone. Dry as a bone. I've been purposely holding off watering this plant until the actual substrate it's near enough crispy, and it just grows so well. Unbelievable, because Thorelli is lowland, isn't it? And I think Coccinea is lowland as well. So is Northiana. So really, it shouldn't really like being bone dry and crispy, but it appears to. And it's still putting out nice pictures. I was going to sell this, but I'm going to hang on to this now. I'm going to hang on to this and see what the uppers are like. Just thought I'd stick that in there because it caught my attention. One we'd missed. Don't like to miss things. Dirty old Glandulifera. It is a dirty old plant, isn't it? It really is. Look at it, it just looks dirty. Scruffy, dirty. I don't know why, but I look at this plant, and I don't mean any offence to anybody in Liverpool, but whenever I look at this plant, I always think it should have a Scouse accent. Come Ed. I don't know why. That's just me. And I mean no offence to anybody, by the way, in Liverpool. I don't say that to Bridger. It just makes me, I'll just look at that. And that's just the way my mind works. Bizarre. I really should stop this video now because we're already on an hour and 35. And I keep spotting things that I haven't mentioned. I'll tell you what, we're going to call it now, and if I've missed anything, I'll put it in the next video. How about that? So I'm going to leave you with the shot of that little beauty. Gorgeous. Okay, so I'll speak to you on the next one. Take care, look after each other, and live long and prosper. And I will speak to you soon. Oh, don't forget, please subscribe. Push me over the 500 mark. I'm on 491. Please, please, please push me over the 500 mark. That's all I'm asking. And I'll speak to you soon. All right. Love out.